think.
Let me see.
Cool. I think we're good now. Let's just confirm this.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
Cool.
I believe. I think so. I think so.
Yep. I see that, man. I see that. Cool. So first off, welcome. You know, good to finally do a stream with you. You know.
Yeah. And so right now you're in what time zone?
So I'm in Seattle, Pacific.
Okay, so you're a little bit, yeah.
Pacific. It's 9:20. 9:20.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm on Eastern time, so
Okay.
it's like 12:20. It's kind of late here. That's why,
Yeah.
but I was like, whatever. I saw you streaming, and like I was watching. I don't know if you watched the HEX Spanish channel. The guy, his name is like Despide tu Jefe, or it's like I don't know if you watched that one at all or no.
I haven't actually checked that one out. I do remember you saying yesterday, though, in the Discord syndicate that was the channel that was out there, you know? So I actually do need to check that out, man. Cause
Yeah, the one guy, dude, Johnny is his name, and he goes
Okay.
live. Dude, he's been going live every night, bro.
Really?
And I'm just like,
Nice,
dude,
nice.
he's going hard, man. He does like now his things are what's it called? It's like live streams in the middle of the night, or that's
Okay.
that's what he titles it. But he goes like live like kind of late. And I'm just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know, so he doesn't
No,
span. But anyways, I was in there and like and whatever, and then like I saw, and I was in Telegram real quick. I was in the Hex Money Telegram, and somebody was like, "Yo, Hexologist got banned," and I was like, "What?" And I checked, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What?"
Right.
Dude, what the heck?
Yeah, man. It's I was there live when, you know, today when he was just doing his normal stream, and you know, it just did the buffering wheel, you know, like
Yeah.
just the spinning wheel of forever loading, and then maybe like a couple seconds later, like went to refresh the actual screen itself, and his channel was completely gone. Like,
Oh, dude, I saw that. You know what? I was watching him earlier because it started, and I was in there, and I was like, "Yo, what's?" I think I said hi to you, or did I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey guys," I was like, "Hey Randy, nice show last night," and I was just saying like what's up to everybody, and then I think I got busy and I was just doing some stuff, and then I think I went back to my computer later, like because I was eating some pizza, and then I saw, it was like the screen was like it was like this channel, this video doesn't exist, and I was like, this is kind of weird, and it's but I didn't think I just thought, oh whatever, I just exit off, you know.
Right.
But
yeah, no, it's crazy, man. I'm trying to maybe see if I can get my my brother actually on here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Just get
him real quick here.
The more the merrier, you know, for the live stream. Just get them all in.
Yeah, no, yeah, just real quick here. Shouldn't take.
Yeah, no, take your time, man. And the thing is, too, with StreamYard, like that, like my first one, I did like this format where it's just like us two talking. But then, if you want, or if I want, we can share our screen. We can share our screen, so we can like,
right,
you know.
Right.
So
no, you're right about that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And we can like talk. You can like show something you know. So that's kind of a cool thing too with StreamYard.
No, I totally agree. No, I totally agree. Let's see here. No, yeah, I tried to do the same thing when I was just going live on YouTube just now, and I was trying to share the screen just to maybe go on like Hex.live or even what's the other one, Hex.vision, and just kind of go over a couple things, but that wasn't working, so I'm glad we can do that now.
Yeah, StreamYard. Because I think if you go live on, you need to have like that OBS broadcasting service, or like, and that's kind of like complicated. I've been using StreamYard because if somebody wants to join in, it's so easy on StreamYard.
No, I agree. You know, actually, the first time that I used it was with RG3 with his Discord syndicate, and I mean, I was on it last night, and then same thing with last week. That was the first time that I had joined that, and it was so simple. You know, like StreamYard. It's cool that you can have like a website like that overlays on YouTube, and it even said you could connect like Periscope and I think other couple different live channels.
Yeah, I'm about to post this in the Hex main, I guess.
Nice, man. Hell yeah.
Anyone joins. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Let's see.
anyone wants to join.
Hell yeah.
So, but dude, what a crazy, like, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, right.
He didn't even do anything. That's
I
what's
agree.
weird. That's really weird.
Yeah. I was thinking back to it, like with the previous live stream, I was saying that I've seen it happen a couple times on YouTube where, I mean, usually it was people that were into politics and into like pretty, I don't know, heavily.
Heavy topics, yeah, like deep, like
Yeah.
conspiracy theory things, and
That's what I was gonna say was, yeah, heavily conspiratorial, and I've seen a lot of those channels get, just a lot of strikes or even removed completely, like what happened to Hexologist. But it's just crazy that it happened today during the live stream because I was thinking back to it, like looking at the live chats, like I did a super chat and just kind of saying like, hey, I support Hex, support your dedication. So nothing off key there, but sometimes YouTube, even if you've got like people that are participating in the comments, like sometimes if those people are kind of going off like inappropriately, they'll censor you or strike you for that. But I didn't see any of that with Hexologist. I don't know why.
never. But
that happened.
I think, okay, back in like December or January, I think there was a time when he got a strike for something dumb, or I don't know what happened. I'm trying to remember what he was even. I think it was like on a really, it was for like no reason, but I think they gave him a strike on for, but to just outright terminate a whole account, that doesn't even make sense.
I agree, man. It's it's one of those things that when you have blatant censorship like that, yeah, you got to have some sort of solution. Like if you can use like Periscope or if you can use like DLive.
DLive, okay, DLive, yeah.
Some sort of.
I think I saw where I think he's going to go to DLive, and I'm trying to think how we could. What else is big on Twitch? Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is definitely good. Yeah.
So I guess since now you're start doing streaming too, I guess we got to look into alternative platforms.
Right, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're streaming yourself too, like. Because I haven't been following too closely on, like, are you specifically doing multiple different platforms as well, or is it just YouTube?
Well, I did start doing them on Library.
Okay.
But Library doesn't offer streaming, but not yet. But they've been making a lot of improvements. And now I was manually uploading each of my videos to Library, but then I figured out how to sync it. You can sync your YouTube to Library, and it automatically uploads them. But if you don't have over 1,000 subscribers, it won't upload your live streams. Okay. So some of my recent live streams are not uploaded to Library, and I just haven't manually uploaded them to Library. I would say right now, Library is a pretty big, like it's getting big, and DTube is another one. Library, DTube. I've heard of DLive, but I think that's only for live. And then what's the other? And Twitch. Twitch is for live. Okay. So I mean, I would say Library, bro. Library is getting kind of big.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'll definitely have to check it out. I think it was yesterday in the syndicate. Like Randy Hilarski.
Randy. Yeah. Randy. Yeah. He's really into it.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I actually haven't even been on Library at all, but I know, like, is it associated with the same crypto library or?
Yeah, the same one. LBC token.
Oh, okay. It's LBC. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm maybe confusing it with a different crypto that I used to know about that was like LBRY, is like library credit, something like that, and there might be different projects. But,
yeah, I'm not sure, but I know it takes LBC coins.
Okay.
And you could upload videos, you can upload pictures, you can upload whatever. It's like its own little platform. But I do not think you can do streams yet on Library, but you can earn money, like tips and libraries. And people make pretty decent money on Library from posting their videos.
Man, that's cool. I think that's definitely like the future of like mainstream you know watching, like content watching, is people being on those types of platforms and like rewarding the content creators with a little tip and things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, I think. All right, I think, let me see. I think there's, I thought I saw in the comment RG3. Is that, can we see the live chats? Did RG3, are you there? I'm not. Let me
Oh,
see.
nice, nice. Yeah, he is. He's saying, "Yo, I got
There we
library
go.
set up."
There we go.
Nice, nice.
And if you click on his name or his comment, you can put it on, yeah, like that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is cool, man. Yeah, I saw, like I was saying, for the first time when RG3 was using this, and it's cool that
Yeah,
the website
dude.
is so
So
smooth.
it's weird because now we got to figure out what to do. I'm trying to think because, man, that's, yeah. I mean, I know we've been setting up a library. Hexologist has his library account
Okay.
on there, but he has over 1,000 subscribers, so I think it automatically uploads his videos. What's going on,
Okay. Yeah.
What's going on, Trevor? And
Nice.
but I'm trying to
That's
think
cool.
where we should try to go, like just everybody to the next platform. Like where, I mean,
Mm,
obviously people are still going to use YouTube because it's like, I don't know, that's just where everyone is at right now. But like,
right. Right.
I feel like we got to start like kind of transitioning to something else, right?
Yeah. There's always got to be a backup, and I think one of the things that I do want to recommend, yeah, RG3. He's saying Twitch. That's definitely a good streaming platform. But
Dude, hey, he said Discourse Syndicate, RG3 is gonna, dude, no, like his comment a little bit above, he said DS is gonna get banned too. Do you see?
oh
Dude,
shit. Okay.
what's
Yeah.
for what
Yeah.
though, bro? What, like, why? I don't understand.
See, that's what I was trying to like speculate is like, was this like a planned attack? Sometimes there have been like coordinated attacks where they'll like they'll massively like flag a video, like
I
there'll be
heard
like
of
hate
that.
speech or copyright, something to like trigger the bot to remove it. And
Yeah,
maybe it was that. I mean, I'm not sure.
I've heard that there's like groups and Telegram who they mass, like, what do you call it, promote, or they mass report channels and stuff.
Mhm.
So it could be something like that. Um,
Um, Trevor, he's saying like, isn't Theta supposed to be like the crypto YouTube? It's funny. I actually have like a little small bag of a Theta, but
yeah.
actually haven't been following it as much as I should be.
And
Um,
well, and once you, okay, see, when you click, right, you clicked on RG3's comment, so that has it up. That's up. So like you could like tell. Let me see. I got you, bro. I got you, bruh.
maybe we can get Hexo in here, man, and
Yeah.
see what the hell. I don't know.
This,
Let me see if I can message him as well.
that's just so like, that's some, dude. Like I just found out the news and I was like, what the? I went to his channel and I was just like, and it says it doesn't even say it's been like suspended. It just says it's been terminated. So those are usually permanent. That's why I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, I'm gonna post. I just posted the link in the chat,
Okay.
but now I'm RG3. I'm gonna hit you up on the Telegram. Let me see here. RG3. RG3 StreamYard. So let's see if we can get him on here, and maybe he knows kind of
Yeah.
more of what happened, or that's just like such a shock. Oh, someone said because he was getting around super chats. I don't get it though. I thought you're allowed to get super chats if you're over a certain threshold.
Me too.
Like
I think that what that person was saying, and I didn't even know if that was actually a thing, but if he was, one second, if he was actually like trying to like route around the super chat. I mean, I know people right now on YouTube that use PayPal. You know, they're shilling their PayPal links all the time. Like, I don't see why that should be something that gets them banned. You know?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Too many crypto addresses in chat might have triggered something. Yeah, maybe they're clamping down on crypto. They're usually kind of weird with crypto stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. No, I know what you mean. You know, it seems like there's a lot of people on YouTube personally that are, you know, doing streams, and usually they're just talking about whatever project that they hold a bag of, you know.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people, like I see Chico Crypto does live streams. Who else? But most of his videos are pre-recorded.
Okay.
And that's kind of like the format I was kind of doing for a bit, and they're cool because you can really focus in on it. But then it's like when you just do the live stream. Since I started doing live streams, it's so much easier because you don't have to edit the video after you film it.
Right.
And I'm just like, whoa, this is kind of easier. So now I'm just like lazy, and I was like, I don't want to make a pre recorded video. Live stream is just the way to go. Private chat.
No.
I think he's in, dude. You got to click on his comment too to like take down his comment because you got his comment showing.
Okay, let's hide
What's up, bro?
Right, yo, what's up, fellas?
Yo.
What's up, RG3? How you doing, my friend?
Oh man, this is a bunch of bullshit. It's what's going on right now,
dude. So what the heck?
I can't load any of my videos up to DTube.
What the?
No.
Why?
I don't think he was.
I don't know. I've been trying to. What I've been doing is saving my shit to DTube, backing it up there, and I'm out of it. I can't get into my DTube right now. Hold on one second. Let me fix this a little bit.
Dude, I was gonna mention to Hexologist that because I started trying to upload my things to DTube, and when you upload them, you can choose like a third party link, and I just linked it to the YouTube, and I saw Discord Syndicate on there, and I tried to click some of them and some of Hexologist, and it was like you don't have permission to view this video, and I was like, what the heck? So I couldn't watch like Discord Syndicate on DTube, and I was like, what? So I don't know. There's something going on there.
Yeah, they're messing with stuff, and I don't know if somebody may have like kind of dimed us out or something, or complained about us, or some fudders. I don't know what's going on, but it's not looking like it's proper. There's something's up because my accounts are acting all weird right now, and I'm kind of like shadow banned in YouTube, I think.
Dude, hey, click on Trevor's comment to like kind of there you go. Or
okay,
yeah, but because it was still up. But yeah, dude, what the dude? I'm like, I was kind of in shock because like when I clicked on Hexologist's thing, and it was just it said terminated.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, dude, that's just like what? Like who does that? Like that doesn't make sense.
Give me kisses. Good night.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, Ryan. It's censorship is definitely one of those things that we need to find a solution for. And as we talked about earlier, having multiple
go ahead, watch it.
Live streams that can definitely help as far as the censorship goes.
Yeah, it's just like.
So I don't know what's going on, but there's something going on with my account. I can't upload any of my videos. The good thing is that in StreamYard, I don't know if the free version does it.
Yeah.
But the pay version saves all your videos.
Yeah.
And so I've got all my downloads are there. So when I could probably, I'm going to try and move them to library tonight and put them up there. We're going to have to find another way. I mean, I don't know if my problem is the same thing that's going on with Hexo. But what I do know is that because of the pandemic situation, that YouTube wasn't using humans as much. There was a lot of
yeah.
there's a lot of algorithms that are taking care of things. So sometimes I guess keywords, they search for that, and or they can hear or things, the bots, and it makes instant decisions based on those. So my guess is that if it was human interaction, he would have got like a strike. But it might have been bot interaction, just like some of the other like Maxis got their channel shut down.
Wait, which ones?
Who was it that lost theirs? Ivan lost his.
But his wasn't like completely terminated, was it? Or
yeah, terminated, and then they came back up a day or two later.
Okay, well then
so it might be that situation where the bot shut him down. He's got to repeal it, and then they could turn it back on, because I think that once you're monetized, that you have a different algorithm facing you because of ads and stuff. So this might be a situation where he'll be cool and they'll bring it back up and we're good. If not, and there's something else going on here and it's nefarious, we've got to prepare ourselves. We've got to get ready. We've got to get everybody ready to move to a new platform, and we've got to start promoting a new platform and saying, you know what, we're done with you, YouTube. They did it to Richard. They did it to, and now what I'm finding, so I backed up to Facebook because I know Richard was able to back up to Facebook, and it was cool. He didn't have any, for some reason of all places, Facebook was the place that he can fucking, load to. So I started doing that just as a backup to have, Facebook, StreamYard backing up my videos and then send it to YouTube. And then I was doing Periscope too, but that was just another backup. But the bottom line is we've got to find another stream to go to and a better platform. If it's DTube, I don't know, because now I was going to try and talk to Adrian, because I know he's real into DTube and find out exactly what to do there, because in StreamYard, you can use the RMTP server, and push to those. I don't know if you could do it with the free version, but I know the paid version you can. Yeah.
So it sounds to me like there is still some hope. I'm hoping maybe maybe tomorrow, or maybe this was just like an accident.
And I think it might be a bot situation. It looks like that. It looks like that.
That's what it's looking like to me. And I'm hoping, I'm just going to stay optimistic, and hopefully he gets it back. Because, I can't even think of anything. This has to be on accident. There's no way that they could,
not his show. His show.
He didn't even
got a clean show. And I think that somebody may have said something, or he may have read something in the comments. He was talking in the chat earlier in Telegram. He said that, like somebody said, hookers and cocaine or something like that. And it, it shut him off right at that point, hookers and lines or something. I don't know what it was. And it shut him off right at that point. Now, because he's monetized, he might be on a different algorithm where that keyword could have got him shut down. So I don't know exactly who, what, when, where, how it happened.
So I guess the question is, if somehow he can't come back, or even if he does, where should we go to for the next alternative platform? Because I feel like we should start moving to something else, because there's more and more of this situations on YouTube happening. So it's just kind of,
Yeah, well, I like Twitch. To me is busy as shit, man. And I don't know if that's because you gamers can maybe figure that. I don't. That it's just like there's just so much busy going on there. When I go to Twitch, it's like holy shit. It's like Gamer Central,
I've never used it.
It's busy, and I was like, this is kind of awkward. I'm sure that once you get into it, it's kind of like Discord to me. It's Discord,
like just a lot of moving.
It's just a lot of busy. There's groups and man, I had my microphone turned on Discord for like a day. I set up a call accidentally or something, and
there's people weird shit.
Hear me all fucking. They're like, "Hey, dude, RG3, you better turn that shit off, dude. We can hear everything that's going on." I'm like, "Oh man." The whole day, the whole thing was on. So, but so I don't know what the answer is going to be. But I remember, when Richards went down, he was talking about the same thing, man. He was like, what am I going to do? Where are we going to go? Library, Twitch, DTube, Periscope, Facebook.
Yeah, where the heck to go? Library is a really cool platform, and I think that would be the backup. The only downside is that they don't really support live streaming yet.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, but
now, do you see when you open up your StreamYard, do you see past broadcasts on it says
no.
You don't see that
because mine I think is mine's the free version,
so they don't let you do that on the free version.
I would have to double check, but I think I remember reading that it stores your past broadcasts if you get the paid version. I believe, but I have to double check.
Yeah, no recording. It says no recording.
Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now. What's that?
How much is it for the subscription?
So the basic is $20 a month, and the pro is $39 a month.
Which one did you go with?
Well, the pro, you can multi-stream 5 destinations. You can do 8 hours of on stream, and then you have custom RTMP servers. And hold on one second. You going to bed, bud? Here, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Good night. Love you. All right. So yeah, $39 you get. Sorry about that. You get backgrounds, overlays, logos. So you get to take that logo off. You get backgrounds. I have the Discourse Syndicate background in the back, and then I could put overlays on, like the little map thing I do or whatever. And then you've got RTMP destinations.
Yeah. So what is that? I saw that. What exactly is that RTMP destination? Like, what is that?
It's a protocol for streaming. It's a streaming protocol so that you can push it to different platforms.
So some platforms have like RTMP, and then you could like stream it to that platform, kind of.
That's my guess. Versus what is it? What's the other one that YouTube uses?
I have no idea.
There's different. I guess it's a stream. It's just a streaming algorithm or whatever that they use to push it to, because StreamYard is basically like OBS. But instead of using your processor on your computer, you're using their servers. So it's a web-based protocol. So you're just using the web versus using the computing power, which is good for me because I run off of a MacBook Pro, and
same here.
And so it's starting to get even more. It's still starting to get taxing. So I'm setting up my office. I'm redoing it, and then I'm gonna plug directly into my router to get better connection, because I ran some what do you call it, the extenders. And I just don't get the good internet connection.
Yeah, and I feel like too, if you like for streaming, if you have like a really good computer, like a solid one with a really strong CPU, I think that's the best thing for streaming. If you have a powerful CPU, but I have a MacBook Pro, and it's a 2019 MacBook Pro. It's pretty new, but I mean, streaming off of a laptop, it's just not like it's not optimal, man.
No, I mean, I've got a separate camera and the microphone and everything, but on the 24-hour stream, I literally, my freaking, the thing was like almost smoking. I had to put, I had like this really dry, it's like a ice pack for your back that you keep in the freezer. I kept putting it underneath, and it's one of those ones where you can put it in the microwave and heat it up, and it turns into a heater. So after like a few hours of sitting underneath my computer, it would literally turn into a heating pad. So I had to take it back and put it in the refrigerator and hope the computer was good. And then the last bit, I mean, my computer was like frying. I mean, you couldn't touch it.
Oh my God.
So I screwed this MacBook up, and I've got an iMac upstairs that I'm going to bring down into my office and set it up and plug it directly into my router. Cause we got to improve everything. I'm going to get a new camera. I want to get a new microphone.
Yeah.
I want to upgrade everything.
Yeah.
And cause hey, HEX is going to freaking rock it, guys. It's going to rock it. And we need to give it what it deserves. And this show's getting popular because all the HEX, community gets to go on it. And we've got a lot of voices. We got a lot of smart people. and I'm not talking about our show, Discourse Syndicate. It's we got a lot of good people in there that are putting out a lot of good information. So it's getting
dude. Dude, every time, man. There's more and more people coming in. Like last night's show when I was watching, Conrad Zen, dude. He just like his info was great, man. Super solid. And then some new people. I think there was a new guy that came in, Ben or something. Ben. We had a new came in, and then Randy came in from before. Like, dude, that was a great show, man. I was watching it. Like, that was great.
I talked to Conrad weeks ago to try and get him onto the stream, and I was like, "Hey, man, would you be interested?" He's like, "Yeah, mate, I like what you guys are doing. Yeah, I'll come on." And then, I watched his shows, and the hardest thing in the world to do is and you got to have a skill to do it, because Hexo is like, I mean, the guy is a machine, and I don't know how the guy can sit there and just talk to the chat, and he's good at it. He's really, I mean, he's just a natural. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I have to have people to interact with, talk to, that kind of stuff. I sat here by myself. I just have my thumb up my ass. So, I mean, so doing it like that, I've seen people struggle, and Conrad, although his content is solid, you don't get to see his personality because he's talking to the screen, And when I finally got a chance, he and I just like had a private chat where we got online together and we talked like this, and the guy was awesome. He was brilliant, and he had a personality, and he was fired up, and he was talking about, it was like, see, dude, that's what people need to see, is they need to see that side of you, because they see the smart scripted side of you, but they need to see you, man. And that's what I wanted Discourse Syndicate to be, was all of us just going out there, being us, doing our thing. Everybody has their place in the community, and I just feel like my job is to bring everybody together and put everybody out in front of everybody. That's my job in Hex. I'm not the guy with all the answers, but I'm gonna bring you the fucking guys that have the answers. Yeah, and kind of the Henry Ford approach to the whole thing.
Dude, I thought last night's show was great, and for next week or for in the future ones. There's one guy, Crypto Power Talk. I'm not sure if
he's coming on Monday.
Okay, Monday. Okay, yeah. Because I like his channel. I've been liking his content, man. I've really been liking his content. It's crazy how so many people just like they're just making content about Hex, and it's just spreading. It's really something amazing. Yeah,
it's needed.
Yeah,
we need to have. I don't care if we have 100 YouTubers. So right on, Bran. I'm glad you're setting one up, dude. Bro.
Hell yeah.
Because Ryan was like one of the first. It was Coffee, Ryan, and Hexo. They were the first guys that got it started, got it going. And I was like, man, these guys are just putting their balls out there and just putting it on the line, man.
That's crazy, man. December, dude. Like I remember back in December, I was making a bunch of videos about all kinds of coins. I was just researching privacy coins, and then I came across Hex. And I started making some Hex content, and then I saw there was, Hexologist's channel, and I was like, who is this? And I saw, and then I was like, man, he's busting out a video a day. But that was before he did his streaming, and I was like, okay, he's getting content. And then I was like, wow, he's really going hard with the videos. And then he did the Hex News one, his first couple Hex Newses, and then he started doing live streams. Then after that, that was it. I don't think he even missed a day.
He hasn't missed a day.
Yeah, no, and that was crazy, man. But I saw him before when he was just starting, and he was making like little pre-made videos. They weren't streams, and they were kind of like memes, like kind of joke ones, but like videos. And I was like, okay, yeah, he got some skill there. And then he just went hard. I was like, man, he went hard.
Nice to see you, John.
Right on, John. Thanks, bud. Yeah, it was good, and that's just it. We just keep bringing the people that make good content, and that's what Hex needs is people out there putting out content. Like, look at this fool. Like, so every day we have a new hater. So this fool, I won't even say his name, but he's some YouTuber. He had 128K followers back in 2017 when the bull market was going. So he was Mr. Crypto then. So when the bear market came, he took a nap, and now the guy's waking up again, and he wants his first stream he wants to do to dust off the cobwebs is to come after Hex. What a dick! You know what I mean?
I don't even. I haven't even heard. I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, they posted. They posted in the chat earlier today. But you go listen to it. It's just the same garbage. The same garbage.
Yeah, it's just like the same stuff. There was the other guy who I think Hexologist was battling, like a Ethereum guy. What was his name? Clay or something? Or I forget. He had a channel there on. I don't. There's a new person every day. It's hard to even keep up.
There's a new one every day, and they're all ending up on the wrong side of history.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right about that, man. You know, it's crazy. I've never seen. And sorry about this, guys. I'm just plugging in my my charger to the laptop.
It's not how you do your first stream, bro. it's not how you do your first stream.
I don't care. I don't mind walking off stream. But anyways, you know, it's just crazy. I've never seen a community that was more hated
fucking
than
kids these days.
You know?
Yeah, man. But dude, so hey, Bran, you had your channel now for how long, man? Like a month or two?
Well, no, I've had BallietBran. I've had that channel. All right, now we're good. All right, guys. So I've had that channel for like at least 12 years. I've been posting on that video when I was a lot younger, just random videos. I mean, I made video topics of all kinds, but HEX specifically, I've been in crypto for over 3 years, and HEX has been the one crypto that was like, you know what? I see what Hexologist is doing, what RG3 is doing, what Ryan's doing. Like, I kind of want to jump in as well and
smart move.
Show my face, because you got so many idiots that are like, yeah, everyone that's liking HEX are just bots, and it's like, fuck you, man. Like, we've got a face behind the viewers. We're not just bots, like these straw man arguments, to Richard's point that he's mentioned, like when it comes to coin market cap, like these websites that are kind of like gatekeeping for HEX, or these shills for other projects that are kind of gatekeeping for HEX are kind of getting old,
Yeah, it's really, I agree. There's Adrian. He's doing his. I saw he cut his hair. You see that, Adrian?
Cut his hair on stream, man.
On stream? Are you serious?
Nice.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he cut his hair. I can't get the guy to answer me, man. I've tried to talk to him.
Yeah, dude, is he like a robot, or is he real? A human?
Is he AI? I don't know, dude. I mean, I've commented. He's never commented back on anything. I've commented on a bunch of his posts on Twitter. I've followed him. And I no reciprocation whatsoever.
Dude, same. And I must have left like 5 or 6 comments on different things, and never a response ever.
Yeah, Semper Fi, John. Semper Fi, bro.
Semper Fi.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what his trip is, but dude, I'd love to get him on. He's a smart dude. He's eccentric because he talks about some things out there, and some, he gets in some topics that he's interested in, deep stuff. And I wanted to get him on, so that we can all, talk. So I don't know if he's just doesn't want to be social, or if he's, got other motives. I don't know.
I think my question is, he may be like an AI bot. I'm dead serious.
I swear I can't get on one fucking stream with you guys without one of you coming up with some crazy ass conspiracy.
But if you think about it, like, because he's never responded to anybody ever, so that's kind of like, it makes you question, is he really human?
John Hasselroth is saying that I think he uses DTube as his primary platform.
Yeah.
But okay.
But he's on every platform.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, to your point,
the dude's got like 1,000,003 followers, or 1,000,004, or more than that on YouTube.
Yeah,
he's got over 1 million. He's got like 1 million.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and he has a tech show on YouTube, and he got over 1 million followers. So, and he did tech reviews and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And he's big, man. He's big. He's big dude.
He's more off the grid than good texture.
Yeah, dude. Every time you see him, he's like out in the freaking woods somewhere. He's out there somewhere. So he might be some rich crypto dude that doesn't want to have He doesn't want to have no, but I heard him today say that he got into crypto in 2018.
Interesting. Okay.
So he said early 2000. I've been in crypto since 2018. So
yeah,
I was like,
he likes to call people soy boys, and I think his video today was like XRP boys are submissive. And I was like, man, some of his titles are like really, man, he's really getting into it.
I know,
here.
like I said, he's eccentric, but he's also
good.
a smart motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
He's got some,
That's cool.
and sometimes he moon boys like crazy. But yeah, I dig that, man. Go ahead, moon the shit out of everything, man.
Same.
Why not do the math? You can do the math. Hey, we're never gonna know what prices are or any of that. So if anywhere from 0 to freaking $1 million hex is fine with me. Go
17,000. Yeah, 17,000.
He's the highest so far. Let me go on record saying, you know what, $1 million hex in 2030.
All right, there we go. Okay, so yours surpassed his. Yours surpassed his.
That way that I can just end the spectrum right now. And so anybody in between, you're better than RG3's freaking prediction. There ain't no bigger moon boy. How's that? $1 million hex.
There you go. Okay. $1 million hex 2030 RG3.
So you can't talk shit about anybody else. If you want to talk shit about somebody, RG3 is fucking out there, man. He's the fucking moon boy of moon boys.
But dude, go ahead, Bran.
Oh, it's crazy that we're about like halfway through the adoption amplifier.
Damn.
I mean, I think
Dude,
we already
it's going
passed,
quick.
I think we passed that, but what I was going to say is like, 116x from like the lowest to the highest point is impressive. I mean, I'm just curious to see what the next half is going to do. I think there's going to be a lot of like FOMO towards the maybe like the last like maybe like say month or 2 months, something like that, where people realize like, holy shit, I had Bitcoin where I could free claim the hex, and now now it's like this small stack. Like I don't know, I could see there being a decent amount of FOMO going on.
Yeah, and I like on the Discord syndicate where you guys are saying how, I think was it you RG3 and Good Texture saying how you guys are thinking like it's going to be kind of quick here, like in July, August.
Has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. I mean, you look, it's coming fast, guys. It's coming real fast. It's going to be 2 months from we're gonna maybe bear for a month or so here, if that. Something could happen. It takes nothing to move the price. Somebody drops a few $1 million and it's like, boom, we're back up there again, all-time highs. So it's going to happen soon. All it's going to take is one guy with a little bit of money to FOMO in, and then it's going to be off to the races again, and you're going to get a few more. But the big FOMO's coming. It's going to happen. The community's growing. The word's getting out. People are starting to look at it. The people that FOMO'd before, that got owned and wrecked by Richard and everybody else, they're being quiet. They're not out there going, hey, this guy needs to be stopped. Because think about it. This guy needs to be stopped. If they believed in the shit that they pulled on stream with him, then they'd be like, this guy's not going to stop, and his community's not going to stop. This has to stop. That's how they should be, right? But no, they're sitting back going, oh, fuck. They're licking their wounds going, he fucked me up, and he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
maybe they did a little more research and go, I better just shut up and just back the fuck off because, damn, or maybe I should get me some. Where's my MetaMask?
Yeah, and I think some people probably are doing it secretly. And
Look how many wallets we got.
Yeah, past 200,000 now, right?
What is Richard back there freaking going? Never MetaMask. No, it ain't happening. People are getting in.
No, yeah. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, I didn't know that there was multiple Hex Yodas. Like it was a Hexy Yoda that I was referring to when I asked the Hex Yoda last night. But I remember seeing on Twitter that there being like Nick Szabo or Zabo like followed Hexy Yoda, and anyways, like I don't know. I just think that people like Conrad, like I didn't realize until last night. I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 of his videos, but I didn't realize he was such an OG when it came to
Bitcoin. Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild.
He was part of the Bitcoin Foundation, and that organization was an attempt to steer Bitcoin, and it failed. So it's not really. I mean, it shows that he was an OG and he was trying to help the project. And he was working in crypto. that whole thing really just kind of was a failure, but it does show where he was and what he did, and his dedication, and for him to be at that level and working at that level. And I mean, from my conversation with the guy, I got a lot of people called me up and said, "Hey, I think that he's phony. He's this, he's that." Well, I sat down and had a long conversation with him, and the guy's legit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, anybody could be lying to me, but we had a pretty open and frank conversation. And I think that, he knows that HEX is the next crypto that's going to be, something worth something in the space.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring that up, Conrad being an OG or like Nick Szabo is even the person. Okay, perfect. Even the person that was like an Ethereum OG, right? That doubled the price of HEX in one buy. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That the more big whales and whatnot that we can have that like Richard said, like he knows how to hold his Bitcoin. He's been holding Bitcoin for a long time when he got into it. I think that's really what's going to definitely pump the price and HEX.
Emergency end stake your early stakes, and you'll all be whales.
Yeah, and that seems to be the trend now, right? Weren't there some people unstaking today? I saw that.
I mean, if you do the math, man, I mean, it's to your benefit. So, we've been talking about it the last few nights. I made a mistake. I put too big a stack early, thinking, hey, well, I'm gonna put all these out there. I have all my stakes laddered out and where I want them, but I had a big one to come out. It's like I'm gonna cash out day one and walk off into the sunset. That was my plan. Mm-hmm. And then now that I look at it, I go,
like, oh shit! I'd
like that sunset to be a little brighter, and the waves to be a little cleaner, and my options to be a little better, and the future to be a lot brighter for the RG3 family.
RG3, when you mentioned that, I think it's cool that I heard on one of your streams recently that you said I think it was maybe you and your wife's anniversary that you mentioned or something that was a specific event that that you had a stake for. I think that's cool about HEX specifically that I can just have a specific date that maybe it already meets the requirement for the big payday, and then you get the I think it's cool with HEX.
Like say you young guys, you're going to college or whatever, and hey, my 4-year is up and I graduate. What's going to be my graduation day? I'm gonna get my bachelor's degree or something, right? You know what? I'm going to take a fucking trip to Europe, or I'm going to go to Hawaii, or I'm going to go to Tahiti or whatever, set yourself a stake up for that. Boom. Now you've got a stake there going, well, now I got a reason to achieve this goal. I got a stake coming out. I got to I got to treat myself. So I got to do the work, and then, maybe retirement, and maybe, if you got a daughter, put some money away for her wedding. So when she's, hopefully if she's 25 or, somewhere beyond there, you put some wedding money away, or, you put college funds away for the kids. I heard people talking about college funds for the kids, and, in my traditional holdings, I have college funds for my kids, so I don't have to, too much worry about, that. But I put some money away for the kids, hey, okay, well, my son's supposed to get out of college here. Put some money in there for him for a new start for, an apartment or a car, and, get a down payment on a house or something. So I put some for him, those kinds of things. And I think, I like all these ladders and everything. And then, but see, one of my account, I've got multiple MetaMask accounts.
Uh-huh.
So my stakes are going to be, that's that stake. Then I'm going to do a laddered stake that you guys have done for income purposes, because, they're talking about price fluctuations. I heard Coffee talking about it. And that's another one. I mean, he's freaking brilliant. He's been in from the beginning too. Mm-hmm. so Coffee, I mean, I love his stuff. Ryan and Coffee and Hexo were the guys I just watched. And so, but Coffee's got these ideas of like setting out stakes, of course, for the bull runs, for the Bitcoin halvening bull runs. But you know what? If Hex might flip everything and Hex might have its own bull runs.
That would be crazy. And like, so when we had Hexillionaire on, I remember he was talking about how he thinks that into the future, it's going to be very significant, the hearts of the Hex. And that kind of had me thinking, like, man, imagine if Hex really is to reach some kind of price or market cap like that, to where, one Hex is very valuable to where you have to split it up into hearts. I mean, can you imagine that? That would be crazy.
That's dangerous. All I can say. If you give RG3 that kind of funds, you got trouble. You got trouble.
That is crazy. Or even like 500 or 1,000 Hex could be tons because it's filled with all these hearts in it.
Yeah.
I was rewatching the Hexologist, the 24-hour stream today, and Richard said in the stream that eventually the amount of shares, they'll become more valuable than like the actual Hex itself. And to your point about the the hearts and whatnot, I think that's
why I'm telling everybody about this thing that I found was, I got an emergency end stake, these weak ass share priced stakes that I made while I can. Because year one is where the benefit is. When I got into a lot of these ICOs back in 2017, we were purchasing ICOs at 96% bonus, 98% bonus, 90% bonus, and those were fat bonuses. So if you put a certain amount of money in to the ICO, a certain amount of coins into the ICO, then you would get bonuses back on that for getting in early, getting in before they ICO'd, all that kind of stuff. And so that's, kind of like the concept is getting those, that share price at that price is huge, man. You will never see it again. And I said this on stream last night, and I've said it in Twitter. I've said it all over the place. Right now, right this second, for you to go click on MetaMask is the best share price you are ever going to get.
Yep.
Right this second. Because it's going to be it's changing tomorrow. It's changing the next day. It's going to keep changing. So right now is the best time to get in. So, and every day forward, it changes. You're losing every day. And then after big payday, you lose big time. But we also got it out of good texture last night that somebody can end stake and change that whole deal, can realize that, big profits and change the share price before big payday.
And here, really quick, Bran, if you could, I'm going to share one of my tabs here.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm gonna it's right here. Screen. Where's that? I just had it right. That one there. Share. So I think if you just add it in, if you click on it, it's kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of small. I don't know why it came up like that. I don't know if you could or I don't even know. That's just probably how it was, but we shared it on the 24-hour stream. For everyone who's watching, I don't know if you can see that or what, but that's like a simulation. I don't even know who ran this or where this came from. Somewhere in all the Hex chats. But anyways, and it's like it has a subscribe we are all Satoshi bonus, like the WAA, But anyways, the very first one, that's like the simulation of the share price that we're in right now, prior to big payday. Then, as you can see, the second one, you can see that jump at the big payday, the share price.
Yep.
And then how the second, how it's just kind of, and then the last one, I think it's up to like day 4,000, where that first, it just goes exponential. And that's only 4,000. That's probably like 10 years. That's not even taking into consideration the final 5 years. So, I mean, share price is really going to get distorted on the graph to where you look back and say, what the hell?
Yeah.
So yeah. You can probably put us back on. There we go. Yeah,
Oh,
but
cool.
I mean, but yeah, that's a pretty cool chart, and that's the only one I've seen of that simulation. Like I said, I don't even know where it came from, but I found that chart to be very interesting.
No, I agree. You know, I might have my I've got three older brothers. I'm the youngest of four boys, but I might have one of my older brothers join that I was showing him like, hey, you know, the cool thing about Hex compared to some of the other cryptos is, you know, you can see when all the stakes, at least that are supposed to be locked up for a certain point, you can see when they're expiring. You know, like that's pretty cool that pretty much no other crypto that I know of has that feature, you know.
Well, no, you can see when a dump could possibly be happening.
Right.
And,
yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I think that, well, I don't know. There's a lot of different thoughts on what can happen when people do realize their gains on their stakes, and what are they going to do with all of it? Are they going to restake some of it? You know, are they going to?
Yeah, that's going to be just a lot of game theory, price positive feedback, loop, action, everything
That's what we were talking about last night was the loop.
Yeah,
and people getting out, getting in, and the whole thing just kind of snowballing, and then that doesn't even take into account what outside whales could do.
True.
What outside good whales could do. Yeah. So we the whole FOMO talk and the FUD talk about people dumping, there's also the whale theory too, the good whale theory. So good whales can do all kinds of things to change, you know, the outcome or to improve the outcome for what's the strong hands is the thing, right? Strong hands, putting your hex away and locking it up for longer periods of time is the way to hex wealth. So that behavior is going to either be encouraged or rewarded is my thought. That's how the system is set up. So having longer stakes is definitely, you know, where you want to be, in my opinion, because that's what's going to be rewarded.
And then I think was a good texture. I think you brought it up, saying that potentially that the OA, if they wanted to reward or incentivize holders, I think that the OA could potentially do an airdrop to everybody that's staked, I guess, if they were to like do a long stake and then emergency unstake it. I guess would that technically be like kind of like free airdrops? Or I'm sure there's ways that it could kind of that the OA could, if they wanted to. And I think someone else mentioned if the OA were to stake a lot or some large whales right before the big payday, which I'm sure people will be staking, but then it's like, if they stake it, wouldn't that mean our big payday bonus goes down, correct?
Well, yeah, that's part of it, but if an emergency end stakes, then it goes up.
Yeah.
Because you get the bonus, well, you get the penalties.
Penalties, yeah.
And so does the OA.
Yeah.
And then also, I would like the more people that they're claiming their free Bitcoin, doesn't that also increase the actual amount that the adoption amplifier gives out on that day? Like, wasn't that what Richard Hart was saying? Like, is that it can only go up like by the amount of people that
with the share price? He was talking about the share price, I think.
Oh, okay.
Shares.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of ways how like I'm anticipating most likely most of the circulating liquid hex is probably going to be staked prior to the big payday. I would assume most people would stake, right? Or I don't know. So, you know, of course, then our big payday bonuses would kind of go down. But I mean, there's a lot of. But then if it's more staked,
here's what I started thinking about last night. So we've been talking about, okay, emergency end staking, early stakes. Like if you got a fatty sitting there in the end of November, December, you know, it makes sense to take that one and spread it out and push it and go, okay, well, I'm going to spread this one out and go from 15 years back and whatever. So because I mean, the shares that you get is exponential when you do that. It's like, wow, I
Mm-hmm.
really could have nuked myself if I wouldn't have done that. But when that starts happening more, and when people start to understand the share price, and when the new people start to FOMO in, and we've already paved the way. So we're figuring this out, what the launch phase is supposed to look like, so that September, October, part of November, let's just say August. So August, September, October, things are going to start to hum because people are going to understand and know what to do. And I think that's when all the FOMO is going to come in. That's when more than likely we're going to see another run. More than likely when we're going to see people FOMOing in. More than likely when we're going to see that staking percentage start to grow. Mm-hmm. So as we see that staking percentage start to grow, that's what's going to start really shooting things up. Now people are going to know how to stake properly, and that's going to push stakes out. So what does that do? That's going to take that circulating supply off the market and push it out even further, because that's kind of cool that's sitting there like that. So we were talking about that last night. People were like, well, why do you think only 20% is staked? And because people are watching for what happens. And it's actually kind of smart, because once they start realizing how to stake properly, now instead of a bunch of stakes being done in 350 days or whatever, right after big payday, now people with all that liquid are going, shit, I've got to set this up properly and stake these stakes out further in order to get the best gains. And so it's going to create proper behavior. Most of the HEX is going to be properly staked versus a lot of it that's staked right now. I think a lot more HEX is going to be staked out longer than shorter. Mm-hmm. I think that day 351, I think that's going to shrink, because, there's a big day there where everything's coming out. I think that's going to shrink, and people are going to go, shit, I want some of these shares, and it's going to get pushed out.
I agree, RG3. I can speak personally to that. I mean, when I first got into HEX, I didn't realize how big the project was going to be. But now that I have a lot of my share, a lot of my stakes ending on big payday or around that day, I definitely do want to change some of those bigger stakes and maybe diversify the staking portfolio, like you mentioned. How big of a contributor or factor is that going to play to the actual big payday bonus and the dump and stuff like that, because if you look at the hex.stat or whatever it is, you can hex.vision, you can see how many stakes are ending on that day. At least a few of mine are going to be pushed out a little bit longer, so how many other people are going to do the same thing?
Yeah, and then the average, it's been going up now. The average has been going. And one thing, too, just to touch on what RG3 was saying, that, some people tell me, is it possible that HEX is going to reach $1 or what? And my friend today was saying that he's like, oh, there's no way. But I was telling him that HEX is very complex in the way its market cap is calculated and the way that the circulating supply is calculated, in that when coins are staked, they're technically burned, which removes them from the circulating supply. And right now there's per day there's 500 million coins being minted, but after the big payday, once there's no more huge inflation and everyone starts staking, when you stake, people stake 4 years, 10 years out there, those coins are being technically completely taken out of the circulating supply, being burned, which in sense could, it could increase the price a lot easier. So we could reach $1 a lot quicker than people would think, as more coins are being staked. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But see, we were talking about that last night, is the financial energy that it's going to take to do something like that. And what kind of an event would happen? What would cause that? How would that happen? And the way that's going to happen is FOMO from people coming in from crypto, from other cryptos, from other cryptocurrencies that are floundering. I mean, my opinion is that I don't see a big bull run happening. I think the bull run's if it's going to happen, it's not happening until next year.
So you're thinking like 2021 for the big, like just the overall crypto markets to really gain some bullish momentum.
Look, some of the stupid ICOs that I'm in, I can't even use those tokens anymore. I can't even get them all. Some exchange, I've been kicked off of an exchange I'm working on it right now. I think I'm finally going to get them to get me back in. I've had to beg. I've literally had to beg, like Richard says, to get back into my account. They want all these records. They want my Coinbase records from all the deposits that I made. And those were 2014, some of the deposits I made. Yeah. So they want all this crap, in order for me to get back into my own account. And I didn't even lose my password. I have my password to get into my account. I just don't have my 2FA. My 2FA's turned on, and I'm just trying to get the 2FA turned off. Yeah. And this has literally been 3 months of back and forth with them.
It's horrible now. And I saw crypto.com coin, which I'm not sure if you've looked into or anybody out in the audience right now, but it seems to be pretty popular. Crypto.com, I think they're ranked number 12 on CoinMarketCap. And they have some kind of a promo going on now that it's free $50. And what you have to do, you have to download the app, and then they want you to take a photo of yours, take a selfie, and upload your driver's license and all. And it's like, what the hell?
I had to send him a picture of me. My son's taking pictures of me up again. Oh, it had to be a white wall. I'm going back and forth with the picture. So I had to put my driver's license in this hand.
Oh, I hate those ones.
My picture, I had to have a piece of white paper
with a
date on it, big enough, and hold that up to them
like that,
and take that picture. And so I sent that to them. They've come back to me 3 times because I had to take my glasses off.
Oh man!
Take my freaking glasses off. They made me not only make me take glasses off. They wanted white background. They wanted. They couldn't read my. It's just been a freaking nightmare.
Crazy with that stuff. That's horrible.
No, it's ridiculous. That's horrible. I call it bend over, spread them, and cough.
To Richard's point about exchange, it's like that's not what crypto was designed to be. Is where that's what you're having to do is, oh yeah, let me get you onboarded. Oh, just go onto a Coinbase. You're gonna have to give them your your license, your social security number. The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Like
social security.
It is to be more like peer-to-peer.
And they're just trying. I know what they're doing. They're trying to stay compliant so that they can not get fucked with by regulatory. Because regulatory wants their taxes. And I keep telling everybody, they're not after your information. The people that are after your information are marketers. They want to market to you. They want you, when you open up your computer, whatever you spoke about, whatever you tweeted about, whatever you Facebook your girlfriend about, they want to put, that up on your screen. You guys talked about getting a dildo for whatever, and then they want that dildo to show up on your screen so that you guys go and buy that one. That's what the marketers want. Now the exchanges, they want to stay compliant, so they got all this stupid bullshit that they go through, and they also, it just feels like they want to keep my coins, they want to keep my shit.
Yeah,
they'd rather me just go away because during this time, I lost a whole crypto because they delisted it and removed it, and they pushed my coins off onto the freaking rug. Well, I'm sure that they've got them and they spent them or whatever. It was salt. They took salt from me.
Okay, I heard that one before.
Yeah, I know.
And they sent me letters, and I'm like, I can't get in my account. Give me in my account so that I can get these off of your exchange. No, never did. Now they're gone. They're gone.
Yeah, it's really horrible what the centralized exchanges are doing, and with Uniswap now, that solves everything. There's no more like the centralization. But now my question would be, how can one bypass the system, or how can they get into crypto, I guess, without going through a centralized exchange? Because I think on Rich,
it's not going to happen.
I think I was just watching one of Richard Hart's his most recent live stream, and anything with US dollars coming from dollars to whatever to crypto, there's always going to be that KYC, like everything, your ID. Yeah. So
because they want their tax money. If you want to onboard and offboard, that's what they want. They want to make sure, okay, yeah, go ahead and go into crypto and do whatever you want. But when you come back out and get $1, we're going to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, RG3.
Yep.
That's what they want. They want to know when that dollar comes, when they give you $1 back, they want to know, because you know why? Because they're standing there with their hand going, okay, when you get that $1, I'm going to take 40 cents of it.
Yep.
So hand it over.
And
unless you live in Puerto Rico.
There we go. And speaking of that, really quick shout out to Funding Jim. I think I see him in the comments there. Gifting you Hex. He's there, and I think he just started his channel. I forget the dates. There's so many things. I think it's Thursday or something and Sunday, but I think he may have had some experience living in Puerto Rico.
I think that's where he is. To be honest, I think that's probably where he is, and he knows a bunch of people out there, so he might be. It's like a crypto haven out there because there's this thing called Act 20 and 22, and you can do business in Puerto Rico, and you can also be an investor and realize capital gains without taxes on that. So a lot of crypto people have moved there and taken advantage of that. So it's probably going to be, and you can do that in I think there's a program in Portugal, and I think there's a program in Malta.
Okay.
And then there are a couple other. Malta's very expensive though. It's like I think you got to give them like $645K.
That's like,
and then you got to live there.
Isn't that like an island too, like a small little?
Yeah. It's I think it's over there by Greece or something like that.
That might be kind of weird. I heard Belarus.
It's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. Too.
Yeah,
Malta's beautiful.
Puerto Rico seems the most optimal though for U.S. citizens. But
freaking
go ahead, Brand.
I want to interrupt real quick. Something kind of off topic, but so Funding Jim, he actually tried to do a live stream earlier. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he did try to do a live stream earlier today, and his volume wasn't working. Don't know if anyone tried to tune into that, but long story short, I wanted to say if he wanted to join now, feel free to. Join.
Yeah, and I saw he did one, but I didn't have a time to like actually view it. I think it was kind of short. It popped up, but I didn't have time to watch it. But yeah, I mean, he knows everything about, and I think for U.S. citizens, Puerto Rico would be the most optimal. Colin Talks Crypto is there. Peter Schill is there. Yeah. Who else is there?
Rock Pierce is there.
Rock Pierce.
Peter Schiff is there, but he's not really crypto. He's
Peter Schill.
Schill.
Peter Schill. Just kidding.
Gotcha. But yeah, that Brock was actually trying to build like a whole community out there.
But didn't he found, was it Dash or was it EOS? Was he in Block?
He was in EOS.
Yeah,
he was in Block 1 and yeah.
So I wonder if he got like a cut of that. Or
yeah, he did. That's how he. Well, no, he was like the first billionaire in crypto because one of the first. He was doing crypto before Bitcoin. He had created
that's right.
Gaming. So he put it in gaming. So you can go in and buy your skins and all this, and you had a monetary system that was made out of cryptography. And he added that. I forget what games he did it to. There was a couple of big ones that he did it for. But while I had my gaming company, I would run into him because he was doing his thing. And that was on the IIRC channels that they were talking about Bitcoin and cryptography. And that's how we had to communicate. We didn't have this means of communication back then. It was just, text chat. And if you have ever been on IIRC, it's very, very, it's like a DOS prompt. It's like
some old, wasn't he in a movie? Was it Mighty Ducks? Or was he in a movie?
Yeah, he was a Hollywood kid. He was like from Hollywood. And
that's crazy. And
he did film work and stuff, and then he got into the gaming world and made his fortune in gaming. I mean, and then he's like, he's a really cool dude. He and I have a mutual friend in crypto, and my friend has his own coin, and he knows Brock. And so I was in this Telegram group with all of them together, So that's kind of how I started to meet him. We talked a little bit about some of the things that have gone on, in crypto world as far as, his gaming and moving on from there. So that was kind of cool knowing that we were like crossing paths back in the day. I mean, so obviously he's done a lot better than I have.
He's like a billionaire. But so in Puerto Rico now, wasn't he like building house or trying to rebuild?
He was trying to build a community, like it was going to be like a cryptopian community where everything was
crypto haven.
Crypto haven. Yeah. And but he was doing that right before or it was right during the hurricane issue.
Okay.
When they had the big hurricane, it wiped everything out.
I think I saw a video of him after the hurricane. He was like, "Yep, we just got to roll up our sleeves as crypto. We got to go back and help Puerto Rico." So I think he was trying to help after the hurricane, but I didn't follow too closely what's been, what he.
Yeah. I think it's somebody just said Puerto Rico has issues, and you also need to live there over 6 months. I think it's 158 days you have to be there a year. So
see, I thought I watched Colin Talks Crypto, his thing, and he said that it's immediately upon, like, if you just own a house or if you just move there or whatever, immediately as soon as you're there, that's it. You're exempt from capital gains tax. Suppose
you have to be in you have to be in act. I don't know how you fill it out or that. I'm still researching all of that. You probably have to have a lawyer set you up an LLC and do all that kind of stuff. But you have to be part of Act 20 or 22. They call it 22. I think 20 is the you're doing business out of Puerto Rico, and 22 I think is the realization of capital gains is exempt.
So
but
what exactly
you have to do your
that?
research and read it. 20.
I guess once if Funding Gym comes in, we could have, because I'm kind of curious. Like, say if we do start really making some good things, that could be like a viable option in the future to possibly get set up in Puerto Rico. There he is.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Yo.
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm stressing out. I'm so stressing out.
Over what?
So I had filmed stuff on Friday, or actually whatever day I was supposed to do the stream was on Thursday. So I filmed stuff on Thursday, prepare a little bit better on my plan on what I'm going to be doing with my own channel. And I wanted to basically send out something that's 3 topics and make a video and then release that. And then each of the 3 days of the week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, that I do a live stream, anybody that had seen that content, had comments about those topics, could join in and so forth and be a little bit more focused. But anyway, I'd done that on Thursday and then kept trying to upload it with a Mac Air or Mac Pro that overheats. So all these different technical issues. All day today, I've been trying to stream this thing, get it out. And then the amazing thing about StreamYard is that you can set it to multiple destinations to publish out as a stream. And it's basically your one upload to a central place of the company of StreamYard. And then they are redistributing it and handling all the codecs for the different platforms. So I tried that earlier, and that's what BallietBran, is that how you pronounce it? BallietBran?
BallietBran, yeah. BallietBran. Yeah.
BallietBran. So that's what he had seen. Like I started to stream out because I was like, fuck it, or I need to get this out. How do I get this content out? And I thought, oh, well, I'll just do like a screen share at the same time and just publish it like it's a stream, but it's the recorded material. Anyways, so all those headaches. And then today, like I just happened to be uploading like all day long, and I see this stream going on. I was like, oh, they're talking about Puerto Rico. They're talking about taxation. They're talking about the different structures. So I don't want to derail the topic. I was just telling you why I was struggling so much to get involved today.
It's hard with the streams getting set up. Like the computers could overheat if you don't have a powerful computer and all that stuff. But once you kind of get the flow, I'm sure it'll get good. But yeah, we're talking about Puerto Rico. And so now say if somebody someone who's heavy into crypto wanted to go there for capital gains tax purposes to be exempt from the capital gains tax, what exactly would be the rules then? Is it like immediately upon arrival? Do you have to own property? Do you have to live there for 6 months?
So my best advice is if you are making, not speculation, but if you're making in excess of 100,000 a year through that you care about in capital gains, that you make in e-commerce, doesn't have to be crypto, but if you're making 100,000 or more from some kind of e-business, that doesn't require that income to come from a Puerto Rican, meaning you're not going to start an ice cream store in San Juan and you're going to sell ice cream to Puerto Ricans. So if you're going to basically generate an income that's in excess of 100,000 through an e-commerce platform, maybe you're a drop shipper on Amazon, maybe you're an Instagram star, YouTube content publisher, and your income comes from those views. Maybe you resell things or services, or you consult. Maybe you're a CPA and you do books for people that are not in Puerto Rico. You do them for people that are in California or England or wherever. So if you can generate an income in excess of 100 grand, then that's amazing and you should do it. If you and live in Puerto Rico, like you said, 158 days would be the bare minimum. Comply, follow the rules, really live there, all that stuff like that. Then it's definitely worth it. If you, in addition to that, and you care about something that's crypto specific, 2 topics. One is, are you paranoid enough that you're going to go through TaxJar or whatever kind of tax software and centralized exchanges, keeping track of downloading and putting it into your tax accounting for your crypto trades, in, out, this coin became that coin, now it's fiat, now I'm sitting in a stable coin, now I'm moving back into Bitcoin, now I'm moving to something else. If you care about that tedium and you have that mastered and you have software that works perfectly for it, and frankly, I don't think it exists, because it's going to keep track of your MetaMask and keep track of your stakes and all these, maybe you had Steam at coin back in the day, and what was that dividend when you got paid in Steam? So all I'm saying is, if you care about tedium, then it's worth it, because you're going to trade enough to make it worthwhile to say, is the IRS ever going to be after me in the future because I neglected to report something? You're not intending to be Al Capone. You're intending to be compliant. Yeah. But there's so much change, and so many things have changed since 2015, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, and in the future about crypto specifically, that I think it's a better hedge to be in Puerto Rico and comply with Act 20 and 22, because if you made a mistake, you're not screwed. Yeah. If you live in Texas, California, New York, anywhere else, and you have different regulations that come and go, you are beholden to federal and state and local regulation on what you report, how you report it.
Now, how do they track your residency?
Your credit card and your lease, and where did you eat lunch, and is your cell phone?
Really?
Oh man, they're really tracking now.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying no, they don't track anything until an audit. They didn't track Al Capone until an audit.
Until you get an audit.
Yeah, but so an audit says, hey, we noticed that you have the lifestyle of a multimillionaire, but you haven't reported any source of income. How are you living this kind of multimillionaire lifestyle? Well, I'm an Act 20 and 22 compliant person. Oh, okay. So this phone bill that it came from here. What I'm saying is, if you have enough resources and money to make it worthwhile,
it's worth
the
it.
government comes after you. If you're making $3 grand, $4 grand a month, nobody cares. Honestly, nobody cares. They just printed $6 trillion. They're going to find more resources for their limited, auditing pool of CPAs to go after stock or go after, things that are bigger budget than you. So if you're a minnow to a dolphin in crypto, nobody gives a fuck. If you are ever going to be something bigger, which HEX has the high potentiality to make you a bigger thing in the future, then it's worthwhile. But my last point is, you don't have to address Richard thought about this long before HEX was ever, announced to the public as a potential product. And things that he thought about are things that he's dealt with since before even crypto probably existed. Is what is taxation? I'm running a business. You always have to think about your exit, as well when you start anything. It's always cleaner. It's always easier if you can do that. And the staking function, the burn function, the ability to exit and good account. There's so much that is inside of this HEX product that is ridiculously overthought and then put into immutable code is amazing. It is fantastic. Mm-hmm. If you ever listen to Kyle, if you ever pay attention to coders that actually look at the code and they look at these functions that are inside of the innovations that Ethereum might have brought to the table as tools that a super dApp, a super utility of HEX can utilize, it's amazing. It's amazing what's already there. Because of taxation, you can say, I need to maybe think about Puerto Rico in the future. Well, maybe you don't need to in the future because you can stake it right now, not trade it, keep track of it, pay attention to your ladders and so forth. And then when it comes point, we say, hey, about 3 months from now, look how much anticipation you have about when your ladder might come out, when you might have real yield. And you say, hey, maybe now, remember when I paid taxes 3 months ago on that last stake that just ended? I don't want to do that anymore. I've got about 50 more stakes in the future. Maybe it's worthwhile for me to start looking at Portugal, Malta, whomever is the best for you at that time in the future, because you can be taxed all along the way. And if you have one big, that's the crappy thing about real estate. You have an entrance, and if you're going to sell that real estate, you have an exit. There's a firm hard buy-in, and there's a firm exit, right? You can't ladder out very easily on real estate, but you can ladder out on your stakes and HEX. Maybe you bought in the first months of December, January, February, whatever, and you accrued 3, 4, 5 million HEX tokens, and you stake those in ladders at 10,000, 20,000, whatever the number is every month or 2 months. Like I've seen how beautiful Ryan's ladders are. That kind of wisdom in how you ladder out over the arc of 15 years or longer, or whatever the time is, you restake maybe in the future. That kind of genius is what really sets you up for a passive, high yield, multiple kind of income stream over time. Now, who knows if HEX really makes people into multimillionaires or not? These things, they've already happened, but I'm just saying who happens in the future. And the beauty is, you can say, maybe Puerto Rico is good for me in the future. Maybe it is, but you don't have to decide until you exit. You can end state, you can sit on that state, you can get a count, and you can never take possession of those coins, and you still haven't had a taxable event.
It's definitely very intricate, and with the good accounting, with as far as tax purposes. But I guess just with crypto taxes in general, is the rule like a taxable event whenever you go from crypto to cash, right? Wouldn't that be it? So I believe
just go to a stable and you've created a taxable event.
Token to token is
even that.
Yep. In 2016,
even stable coins.
It was still perceived by the majority of people that were getting involved in the ramp up of the real bull in 17 was, as long as I put, let's say I put $100 into Coinbase, and then that became whatever amount of Ethereum, and then that became some speculation on an ICO that 10x or 50x or whatever the number was, and people were playing hot potato. Now I've boomed, now I'm going to look for the next boom, let me hype it, and people were making really big money off of an initial cash stake, but they changed coins 10 or 15 times. And when they finally decided to exit into a cash device, they think that they were compliant. And I don't know if you saw some of the stories. I'm not trying to put fear in people, but people actually had gains that were recorded, and then they lost it all, right, on a
tax thing,
and they still are obligated to the tax. So you can be completely broke, lost all your crypto. You put $100 in, it became 100,000. You now have lost that 100,000, and you owe 30 grand.
That's really, but I wonder how they can even trace that. And now we have privacy coins. I'm not sure if you guys have dabbled in any privacy coins, but I bought a couple here and there. And the thing is, with the privacy coins, technically they can't even be traced. But then I guess maybe it's like if you buy it, but it's like where.
So here's you really need to, and again, not to make you hyper paranoid, but you really need to listen to Edward Snowden a little bit more. You need to look at the fact that you took dollar bills that probably were never dollar. And again, not you specific. I'm saying the general public. The general public doesn't deal with cash that much. Their employer isn't paying them cash out of a strong box right now. They're giving them ACH. The ACH is going to their bank account. Their bank account, they're saying, I'm going to send to Coinbase, or I'm going to send to whatever centralized exchange, an electronic transfer. Maybe it's a wire transfer. Maybe it's a credit card purchase, and you're buying through some tool or anything other than an ATM. But even an ATM is an image and a little bit of KYC on it too, I believe, on Bitcoin ATMs. Or you just say the premium is so damn high, why would I do it through an ATM anyway? But all I'm saying is follow the money, especially since 9/11. Follow the money is the thing. This is almost no terrorist would ever use crypto to pay for an action, but they still use that as a reason to KYC you all the way through from beginning to end. And Coinbase, I mean, right now, I think even just this past week, Coinbase is selling their facial recognition software.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
Wow.
They just sold it to the NSA. I mean,
that's scary.
So anything you think is like, oh, I went into Monero because I went from Coinbase to Ethereum to Monero, and now I'm in Monero, and nobody knows where that went. Well, again, Capone said he only made X dollars, but he lived in a mansion. He had multiple mansions in Florida, and sooner or later, people will come after you if you have the wealth.
I'm trying to think my game plan here. I'm trying to think because I've heard of like Tornado.cash to like privatize, but then it's like, I don't know. It's
you're still gonna have to spend money somehow.
Yeah.
And if you're a U.S. citizen, especially, I mean, I don't know how the rest of the world is. When you realize gains, when you get money, when you get cash, has to go through a bank. Period. End of story. Unless you're in a back alley with somebody with your treasure, handing over coins, you have to do it. So once that happens, it creates an event. And that's when they track you. Now, to be honest, when you look at they don't have enough people to police everything. And I'm not giving advice here, but they usually don't flag events under $10,000. As soon as $10,000 is reached, that's when banks have to flag it. That's when it gets flagged. So once you see a $10,000 event, your bank may or may not flag it and send it off. Not necessarily that the IRS is going to do anything about it, but your bank has to report that. They're obligated to at 10 grand. So once 10, so I guess you can keep transactions that are 10 grand and not, be kind of stay off the radar. But if you do multiples in a month also of say 7-8 grand, then you're flagged. So there's ways that you can get flagged by your bank, and there's ways that if you can have an imagination, there's ways kind of that you can, but trying to do that and play that shell game is dangerous. There's options.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico's an option. And
the cleanest and the easiest option that I was getting at and what you were saying is, if you're setting out for some kind of obfuscation, I'm going to hide it because I'm just going to sit on my hoard and spend it privately. That's not a reality. That's not a reality now. That's not going to be the reality in the future. You're going to have actually more detail revealed. Actually, from one exchange, even though at Binance, you may say that it's abroad and it's not beholden to these rules, they're also saying that if you go from Coinbase or any US-based on-ramp, that the metadata has to be attached of all the KYC that goes to this other exchange, whether it's KuCoin or whomever. So all I'm just saying is, if you're going to go with something, I would advise going with something that has sovereign entity rights. And right now, the best place for the United States citizen to be is Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
The very best. The second best might be something like Montana or something like that has some protections, but still you're going to be beholden to federal income taxes and capital gains taxes.
So I guess then for Puerto Rico, since you have experience there, which part would you recommend of the country, of the territory, or whatever,
It's not a big island.
What's because I know that San Juan is the capital, and I guess that would be where most of the kind of action or any kind of corporate headquarter places would be. I guess I've never been there.
Everybody stay away from the northwest side because that's
northwest side.
Yeah, stay away from those beaches over there.
Here's my best advice. My best advice is live there 5 months of the year, live a very, very nice lifestyle life, and then do everything else abroad just like you would if you were on a high-paying pension. Just consider yourself a high-paying pension. And another thing is, you can take out a lot of debt against crypto without ever spending the crypto, right? There are lots of ways where you can basically time lock a crypto not trade that away, but basically take loans against it. And Richard may comment about it in the future or whatever, but there's all kinds of ways that you can pull equity from real estate, which is debt. You take a home equity loan out, right? There's all kinds of ways you can do the same thing with certain cryptos. Maybe HEX will be one of those things in the future that you can.
And you're really not touching your crypto; it's just sitting there, and then you're playing with debt for, you know.
Yeah. So I guess then, which city or which part of Puerto Rico would you recommend?
Well, again, so the 25-year-old guy that's interested in cute girls, there's different areas than being on the beach and being a surfer. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. And
San Juan. Everybody go to San Juan.
San Juan? Is San Juan nice, or would you recommend another place for just kind of like young single people? Or
so I know people that make maybe $4 or $5 million a year from crypto, trading crypto, and they live on a sailboat. They have a 50 or 60 foot long sailboat. It's docked in San Juan. They go across this to St. Thomas. They go over to the Bahamas. They live sailboat life, and they do trades, not as day traders. They do trades once every 2 to 3 months. And they just make their money, and then they step aside for 3 or 4 months and go do something else.
So I guess maybe in the future we can have some kind of like HEX headquarters in San Juan. Maybe we can have.
I'm going to open up an office there and start hooking all of you guys up is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, let's do
I
it.
got pictures. I mean, it would be hard for me to search them out on this laptop, but I've got pictures at Brock Pierce's house, and it's on San Cristo, whatever, Calle San Cristo, whatever. And it's a 5-story tall. Maybe I think he paid like $7 million for it or whatever. It's not crazy expensive, but it's got like different penthouses and different floors and stuff like that. Really nice. He's held multiple events in 2018. I mean, throughout 2018, like 5 or 6 events that were, completely free. You just basically, know somebody and then you can get inside. Yeah, I mean, you can have a whole compound that's crypto based, but again, it depends on what your safety and security and your exposure to the world that you want and how public you want to be about, what you do or what kind of resources you might have. Most people in crypto tend to be like gold bugs. You don't really reveal, your treasure trove or
secret. Yeah. But it seems to me like there's like a hidden kind of, there's a lot of people in Puerto Rico who are kind of, they're there for their capital gains. So obviously they have some wealth, maybe with crypto or gold or traders or whatever, like you were saying. So, I mean, there must be some areas and some kind of like little, whatever that, all the people kind of, I don't know, maybe some areas of the island where
they're now, but I know that in 2017, when I first started looked at it was like October 17 before the absolute top. So and some other people in LA I talked to, and they were going to go as well to investigate and see what it was like. And actually, Snabot is the co-founder of Monarch.
Snabot.
Snabot, and Crypto Beatles is the other co-founder. But anyway, so they were looking at San Juan and Act 20 and 22 at the time. I went with them the same time. And I know that at that time, there were 400 applicants that had gotten Act 20 and 22 from its origination in 2012 until late 2017. So in 5 years, only 400 people had applied for it, gone through the process, and done it. And then in 2000,
because nobody's crypto rich.
Yeah, and then in 2018, at the beginning of it, I applied in like February of 18, and there had been 4,000 applicants.
So that means if we apply, we're probably not going to get approved, most likely?
No. A lot of them got approved. I mean, a majority of them. I'm saying that the ones that came before crypto, they were Forex, commodities, there were Peter Schiff, there were Mike Maloney, there were
Peter Schill.
Even Max Kaiser. I mean, these are all act people. Yeah, Peter Schill.
Peter Schill.
So they knew about it, and even Peter Schiff came on the Rogan show and talked about it specifically. There's a whole episode with him on Rogan's podcast talking about Act 20 and 22. So if you look on YouTube and you search for Rogan Schiff, you'll see him talking about why he doesn't pay significant taxes, and it's because he's a Puerto Rico Act 2022 guy.
Interesting. And it seems to me like, I think secretly Peter Schill does accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I think that's just kind of his like character. He has to play the kind of evil guy, like I hate Bitcoin, but I think deep down, if he's really into precious metals and gold, he must kind of have a nice little secret Bitcoin stash. I would assume, right? Or no, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't.
You have to look at. I mean, again, people should look more at his father, which is a very well-respected commentator, and he commented a lot before Peter was ever anything known. I mean, he was a kid at the time. But his father actually got, I think, blacklisted and stuff like that for railing against Nixon taking us off of the gold standard. So there's a lot of history to why they are gold bugs. And it's a family thing. It's not just Peter.
Okay. Okay.
But also, it's not that he's talking his own bag. He is talking, the pragmatic side of it is you can't have massive. I mean, every fiat that's ever existed has collapsed. Every fiat.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you go back to how that gets reevaluated, it's always defaulted to precious metals as the reset. To reset into gold. And so that trend is your friend until the end makes sense to a gold bug, and that's what my episode that I'm trying to publish is 3 topics. One is tribalism, and I'm covering a bit about that. The second is about edification, and that's about why people that are tribal tend to overlook the positive traits of their opponent. They usually try to throw them all out with the baby with the bathwater kind of thing. They try to throw out all of the character of a person. So tribalism and edification, and the last topic is about no pointers and outreach outside of crypto. So that's what my stuff I'm trying to upload all day is about. But that's why Peter talks his bag.
I was talking on the show, the last one, about edification. Well, I actually put out a book there for everybody. It was How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you haven't read that, you need to learn. If you want to learn about edification, that's a good one. And it's like freaking 50-year-old book, but it's still a good one.
Yeah, that's my first time actually hearing that word, edification. I've never heard of that.
No,
same here.
No.
Yeah,
it's called filling up somebody's bucket, baby.
Edification. Never have heard of that word before.
No,
never.
Go read that book I just told you about.
Edification.
It's the primary, even though it's a fancy word, it's the primary reason that you listen to word of mouth instead of an advertisement. When your friend says, check it out, it's because you trust your friend's judgment, and you trust that they're not trying to market or sell you something. You trust that they are authentic about what they're referring you to. So edification is kind of like, a car salesman is going to talk all the positive aspects about this particular car, but you already are biased and you know that they're making a profit off of you buying into their marketing.
Yeah.
Edification is not that. Edification is actually that you're highlighting the characteristics of a person or a product or a service that you value while still highlighting even the negative aspects of that person.
Yeah.
Say, hey, this person's strong.
More flies with honey. Concept.
More flies with honey.
And there are a lot of different techniques like that. Like I'm saying, that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, talks about those techniques of how to do that properly with tact, how to speak to people, like saying something as simple as saying somebody's name when you're talking to them, when you're writing, when you're texting, sparks something in their psyche that makes them trust you more, that makes them interested in what you're saying more. So it's all these little tricks like that the edification process brings about versus, hardcore sales and tribalism and all those kinds of things. You can learn a lot from that book.
So this book is called
How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's like, it's an ancient book. You can get it anywhere. Dale Carnegie is the guy who wrote it, and it's everywhere. I mean, it's like 101 for you have to. It's a success 101 book. You got to read How to Win Friends.
Just made a small note there in my little notes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's, and speaking of books, there's another book, Confessions of a Crypto Millionaire in My Escape from Corporate America. Have you guys ever heard of that one?
No.
That's a really good one. I was just listening to like the audio book, and it's about some guy who was in corporate America, and he just kind of the struggles and things he was going through throughout his life and whatever, and then his kind of journey into cryptocurrency. I think this is right when Ethereum kind of was just starting off, and how he got in and he kind of tried to trade it, and he made some mistakes. He lost some of his stack, and then he doubled down, and then he kind of rode it up, and he sold it kind of at the top and made like millions of dollars, and that's it. And he made it. And it's like his story and his mentality of how he got into. So Confessions of a Crypto Millionaire and My Escape from Corporate America. I thought it was kind of interesting. And I think now with HEX, we're seeing that same thing, like that this could be the next opportunity for people to kind of see that kind of those kind of gains and that kind of wealth creation, and that same kind of journey. So I thought that was a kind of an interesting book. Someone said who wrote that? I forget that. Just type in Confessions of a Crypto Millionaire, Escape from Corporate America. It should come up. But some guy, and it came out recently. So
Richest Man in Babylon is also Dabbing Dolphin's been throwing some books up there. That's another good one. That's a success book.
What's that one about?
Well, it's another old book, and it's I'm trying to remember the story. Actually, it's kind of like a I'm trying to think of the gold. It's kind of like a gold story. The Richest Man in Babylon. It's not about gold, but it's about discovering your gold kind of thing.
Isn't it like diamonds in your own backyard kind of thing?
Yes,
like,
exactly.
The resources.
Exactly. But it's the older story, I believe.
It's it's the classic ones. If you're going to be any kind of
They Can Grow Rich too, yes.
Marketing psychology, like he just said, was Think and Grow Rich. That's a Napoleon Hill book. Amazing. You definitely need to read it. It applies to so many things outside of any kind of business, just your life philosophy.
Yep.
Like you said, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It sounds like it's a negative connotation, like you're going to hard sell
like
someone,
use them or something, or try to
yeah, but it's not that at all. It's about building relationships that are long lasting, that have metal to them, or strength to them. It's very good. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I made a couple notes and put those on my list there. I think there's a question. Bran the man, the chef. What's cooking?
It's my cousin.
Oh, nice, nice, Marcus.
Is he a hexer yet, or what? Is he a Mexican?
You know what's funny? No, I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I guess we can definitely accomplish that tonight. With him watching.
Yeah, and if he's a no coiner, and I know Funding Jim was saying his next topic was going to be with no coiners as well. My thing that I've been doing now, if it's like anyone a no coiner that I'm onboarding, which I'm still kind of cautious because with the no coiners, and I don't want to tell them what to do or anything, but my thing now, before I just tell them, hey, listen, cryptocurrency, it's a very volatile market, so before you get in, just understand these prices go up a lot and they go down a lot. That's just, so that's my recommendation for anyone onboarding no coiners. Just tell them beforehand, hey, these are very volatile markets. Okay? And because my one friend who I just onboarded about a month ago when HEX was a little bit higher, and he was calling me, and I think even a couple of days ago he's like, hey man, I had a panic attack today. And it's like, dude, and he's asked me, he's like, are you sure it's going to go up? And it's like, well, I think so, but it's not guaranteed. He's like, well, man, I'm like, I can't really sleep. I can't eat. And I'm like,
oh yeah, you're overleveraged for sure.
Yeah. I'm like, well, dude, like, I mean, and that's, and like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be responsible for anyone's choices, So.
Yep.
Yeah. So the way that I'm, like I said, I'm almost finished with this aspect, but the way that I'm looking at it is, you should have an interest outside of crypto. Hopefully, you guys have interest in things that you would make content about that are not crypto related. Mm-hmm. And if you do, It's not like you're a bait and switch or anything like that. I definitely don't want that kind of thought. But I'm trying to say that if you create content and you build yourself as an authority or a commentator of other people's content, and you build that situation, you can have a second channel that could be your crypto channel. And you can have a descriptor inside your description box, or even your own little micro commercial tag at the end. Say, hey, you know, I'm interested, like for me, I'm interested in real estate. I'm interested in tiny house culture and van life and how to build custom furniture. And if you build channels because you're going to be a content creator and you're already doing it inside of YouTube, you're doing it in streaming and being active inside the HEX community or crypto as a whole, you should consider building those other channels that are absolutely 0% connected to crypto. Yeah. And my content that I'm publishing now is about, you know, some people, they started out 5 or 6 months ago, not even that long ago, and their topic was this girl, Janelle. She's a black girl. She has an albino snake, and she lives in a van. And she's probably like 22, and she's a skater. And she has 2 million subscribers, I think, in less than 6 months.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. Killing it.
Yeah, and so she's not like some master expert, but she's a specific niche that the algorithm of YouTube has picked up on, and says, okay, all these characteristics. And she's bubbly and energetic, and she talks about remodeling her 100 square foot of internal of a van. You know, so it's definitely nothing crypto related. But I can see people that are right now in crypto that have been in Bitcoin even for 10 years. And they may tweet constantly, and they may generate content about crypto, or, you know, kind of this tribalist, you know, I'm better, you're better, you know, don't threaten me. I'm going to, you know, all this drama that comes into crypto Twitter. And I think that we will do better with a no-coiner community, not because they're naive about crypto at all, but because you've built a community that is not crypto, and you're just introducing them to another aspect of your life. I think
I think that'll happen. I think that's going to kind of be organic. People coming in from outside once big payday's over and HEX does what it's supposed to be doing, and it starts to turn into something special. That's when we're going to see a lot of no coiners coming in. But to your point, Jim, that's how come I started Discourse Syndicate, was because I was in HEX, and I was watching Hexo and Ryan and Coffee and going, man, that's cool that those guys are doing that for the community. And my sister, she did Joe Rogan's show, and she's a Native American lawyer. She's a head of a big American Indian foundation. And she asked me if I'd put a podcast together for her and come on it and do it with her. And so after we did the Rogan show, I put that together for her, and we actually work in the Native community, and we bring guests on from the different tribes and whatnot. So I do that on the side. That's my whole other alter ego. Nice. Where, you know,
that's cool.
It's not my, you know, it's a whole different persona than when I'm with my sister and we're talking to, you know, tribal officials and tribal issues and things that are going on in Indian country and all that kind of stuff. So I've got that podcast with her, and then I do Discourse Syndicate, where I get to kind of let it all hang out and just, you know, be who I am, the, you know, jackass surfer boy from California, and, you know, and then, you know, on the serious side, what I'm passionate about is, you know, tribal governments and what my family's gone through and the things that we have to deal with, and Indian country in general. So yeah, it's cool being able to use this medium for different things, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's a completely different show, that's for sure.
So Indian, like Indian within the U.S. then, like
Indian with a feather, not with a dot.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Indian with the feather. Okay, so like different kind of Indian territories within the U.S. or kind of.
Yeah, like... I'm an Adeus Caddo from Louisiana. I'm a half breed. Okay. My mom's Polish and my dad's Native American. So
then what about, have you guys tried that ayahuasca that they have like in the Amazons, or I mean, have you like kind of, I don't know if you've kind of heard.
That's down south. No, that's not. Yeah, no, that's
So they're,
Yeah.
I don't know about in the Caddo Indians of Louisiana, but marijuana is really what the peace pipe is about. You know,
no, it's not.
That's where you're smoking peyote and
Oh,
No,
peyote. Peyote.
You don't smoke peyote.
no,
And
peyote is different. That's the mushroom button, right, or something like that.
it's a cactus.
Cactus.
And there's
Peyote.
a whole faith based around it, and the Caddos are a peyote tribe. I'm not part of what they call the NAC, the Native American Church, which is a peyote church.
Right.
People see. Those are the misconceptions. I don't want to get into all of it, but they think, okay, you go up on the mountain, you get freaking high, and you do all this shit. No, it's bullshit. The reason I'm not part of the American Indian Church, the peyote church, is because it's a lifelong commitment. And those people literally, when it's a teepee meeting, they call it. And when they have this teepee meeting, they actually carve the wood that they're going to burn all night in the fire. They sing songs all night. There's special drums that are done. There's special ceremonies that are created. This tea is made from this all day long. It takes them weeks of preparation to even do the ceremony. And it's conducted over a 24-hour period where certain songs are sung all night long. All night long. Like I said, the wood that's in the fire has been carved.
That sounds awesome.
Each piece of wood.
I heard.
So
Go ahead.
there's a whole faith based around that ceremony and how important it is. And it's not, we can joke around, sit around, talk about how it's cool, go peyote and smoke peyote and all that stuff. And then the pipe itself, is a whole nother faith. And there was never marijuana smoked in the pipe. It was only tobacco, and it was called nick. And it was made out of barks and different tobaccos, and tobacco is sacred to the natives. And so when you do have a pipe ceremony, it's very, very important. Basically, the pipe is like the Bible. There's lessons in the pipe. There's things that people understand about the pipe that you don't see when they smoke it and they pass it around. It's a whole ceremony, and it's their faith, and it's been here since before any other faith has come here. It's older than the dirt, and it's been disintegrated, aided, I like to call it, by all other cultures, and told they can't do it, and told it was pagan, and told it was this, and told it was that. And people don't understand it. And I'm not saying anything ill to you guys. It's just that's the typical response. That's the typical. People don't understand what it really is all about. For instance, Mount Rushmore. Why do they hate Mount Rushmore? Why do the Indians flip Mount Rushmore off? Why do we piss on it? Why do we hate what they did to Mount Rushmore? Because Mount Rushmore is the Pasapas, and the Pasapas were the Mount Sinai of those people. That's the native people's Mount Sinai, and they blew the fucking faces off of it and carved pictures of other people on it. So could you imagine if we went to Mount Sinai and blew it up and put Donald Trump's face on it, how that would enrage the whole world? So that's why the native people are so mad. If you look up Mount Rushmore in the old days and you see they call it the grandpas, the Pasapas, because if you look at Mount Rushmore before they did that, there was a good reason why they carved those faces up there, because all of the faces on Mount Rushmore look like old grandfather Indians. If you look at it, look like old Indian men on that mountain. And that was the Pasapas, and that's why it was so sacred. That's where God lives, according to those people. So when they did that, they defaced all of those old natives that were on there, and it pissed them off. I mean, it's been a sore spot for many, many years. And so it's things like that. Look up a picture of Mount Rushmore before they carved the face in it, and you'll go, oh shit,
that's crazy. I've never heard that. Like, just from everything I've been taught, that Mount Rushmore was just like that. Of course, because government approved textbooks and things like that. So I wasn't aware, and that's interesting to hear about how the whole just how deep the whole culture is with the pipes, the peace pipes, and everything, and peyote, and how that kind of goes deep. And I mean, I've never tried peyote, but I think I've heard. I heard it produces lots of visuals. I don't know, like
it's a psychedelic,
psychedelic, but
and that's why I don't participate, because if you don't have the right mindset, and those people that do, it's not a go get high thing for them. It's a freaking 2 or 3 week long spiritual journey, experience, ceremony it's their church. It's their whole spiritual being that they put into that. And I don't have the ability to understand it that way. So I'm not part of the Native American church, even though my family does it and whatnot. It's a lifelong commitment, and it's a whole different, I have a lot of respect for those people because of how they conduct that versus the theory of how people perceive it to be conducted,
Interesting.
So it's a whole different, to really understand the Native American church it's a lifelong journey into understanding it. And
well, you know what, guys,
didn't want to get too deep.
Real quick here, it's like 2:20 a.m. I'm here on Eastern time, so I think I'm gonna kind of sign off here and call it quits.
Me too.
Yeah,
thanks, Bran.
It's getting kind of late, so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But awesome talking with everybody. I wasn't expecting. I was just kind of gonna hop on with Bran for I told him, hey man, can I get on for 5 minutes? And then it's just turned into a big look at 2 hours now. So pretty cool.
If you have interest, no one's obligated, of course, but I did just publish tomorrow. If you have a chance, it is longer, but it's 3 different topics. And I'm going to break it up over the next 3 episodes, each individual topic. So
are they up?
I'm going to talk more about, it's up now.
Okay.
It's going to be about tribalism. And then the second topic in my video that I comment about is edification and how that process works. And then the third topic is about no pointers and, some interesting entrepreneurial opportunities when it comes to outreach outside of what you already know. So that's my content that I just published.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to be doing stream tomorrow, and if you want to, then join in.
Okay, awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, man. Thanks, Bran.
Have a good one.
In your RG3.
See you guys.
Peace out,
have a good one. Later.
See you guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, that was the stream. So hope everyone had a good time. I'm actually going to peace on out of here too. So successful stream, and I'll see you guys on the next go ahead. Glad the StreamYard worked just fine. So see you next time.